The elect of Yahushua on the right hand side, they're the elect. They're going to make it. No matter how much they fall. No matter how much you judge them in the flesh and say, oh, I don't like that. They're of the elect. It's too bad men don't see it that way. Right? Verse 14, if any man's work abides, dwell, excuse me just a minute. Being up on this concrete, it mashes up your knees. Okay, if any man's work abides, right? Which ye have built thereupon, right? He shall receive a reward. So we want our work to abide. It says he shall receive a reward. And the reward is the kingdom. Reigning with Yahushua. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. So what does it mean if any man's work be burned? In other words, this man, he falls out. He never stood the test of time. That fire got him out of there. But he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. And even with the scripture, guess what? I've experienced this. Right? I'm sure, and you know, I want to mention his name. Yeah, do you remember someone called Darash? You remember he had a channel? He had a couple channels. Right? I was laboring with him. Well, what happened? I was warning other individuals, look, something quite ain't right. This individual's going to fall out, helping him. What? He fell by the wayside. Right? He fell by the wayside. Right? Morning. He fell by the wayside. You see, the house of David, the women were going to be what? Cheering him on as well. But guess what? This individual, this Darash, he fell by the wayside. His work was burned. Why? Because he never continued. So again, the things I'm just saying, I'm not just saying it and say, yeah, can't, yeah. No, I've been through it. That's what makes me a better teacher. That's what makes me more fit and a suitable teacher. Because I've been through it. Right? So now I can become a better instructor. Because I've labored with men and I've seen, oh man, look, something ain't quite right. Try to help them out then. A year down the line, they no longer believe. They no longer believe in the name. They no longer believe in the sign. They no longer believe America's Babylon. So they start to lose faith. They start to lose faith. Right? This way you got to be grounded in Yahweh Shai. Okay? And it says, but he himself shall be saved. So you're still going to be saved. Though it doesn't matter. The individual you came to the truth with, he may fall out. As long as you keep striving for Yahweh Shai, you're going to be saved. Matthews, he that endureth unto the end, the saved shall be saved. Right? But it says, yet so but as by fire. So you're still going to need to go through the fire. Okay, yet so by fire. Still. Okay? So we're done on that. Just flow with the Spirit. So a lot of things are going on. And I want to do chat a few things on wisdom, because even wisdom, yeah, we know wisdom is the application, right, of knowledge. You are applying the knowledge. And the only way you can attain higher levels of wisdom is through Yahushua putting you through experience. So if you're just doing lessons, nothing's wrong with that. But if you're just stuck in your comfort zone, you're looking around you, stuck in your comfort zone, your little box. No, you're going to gain experience, but very, very little. But it's different when you're amongst the people, you're traveling, you're putting yourself out there, there's a higher level of experience. You've seen so many different things. Right? You've seen so many different things. You've dealt with so many different people. You've seen so many different spirits. Right? See, even to experience, there's a level to that. Right? Because you've got electronical, I'm going to let the scriptures come out, you've got electronical engineers, right? But he may be on level 1. And you may ask him something about electricity. a particular thing, a particular thought, and he may say, nah, you know what, I'm not on that level. You may need to ask this individual that's on the higher level concerning electricity, right? So even with experience, there's levels within that. Men talk about experience, but they don't even know how to operate when they're doing a lesson. They don't even know how to operate. They don't even know how to conduct themselves. Okay. So you can see through the BS. I can see through the BS. Okay. I got something. Baba Kasha, I got something. Go to James. And for me, as for me and the brothers, I have no ill will. I want my brother. Look, you want your brother to make it. If you don't, then there's something wrong with you. Unless this individual's real wicked, right? Unless he's just outright just wicked. But you want your brother to make it. But we know, dealing with reality, not all of our people are going to make it, right? And that's just the way it is. Okay? That's just the way it is. James 1 and 21. I want to start at 19. Wherefore, my beloved, brethren, let every man be swift to hear. Well, I think dogs are fighting. Oh shit. Where is it? Let every man be swift to hear. So when you wake up to this truth, raw. Let every man be swift. See, even within certain breeds of dogs, some don't get along. Right? Let every man be swift to hear. Right? Every man. That's how you learn. That's how you become a better learner. When you're swift to hear. So you're more ready to listen to what a man has to say. Right? You're more willing to listen. That's how you can gain more understanding. Right? Wherefore, brethren, let every man be swift to hear. And I had to do that. I always say this. I was outside the camp for maybe 2.5 years, soaking in the knowledge. There'd be sometimes I came to camp, I would hardly speak. Hardly. And someone that don't speak, they're known as what? Dumb. Right? They're known as dumb. So you have particular men said, well, what's wrong with this guy? Is he dumb? No, the scripture says. Well, this is what I'm saying. See, the Lord, he knows how to confound other men. Right? It says, wherefore, beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear. I was listening. I was observing. Right? I was growing. Even back then. Even when I had the shortcomings, I was smoking weed. No, I was still growing. I was still learning things. Right? Okay. Be swift to hear, slow to speak. Bear me just a minute. Need some drink. Oh man. So in this truth, yes, it's about being swift to hear and slow to speak. Right? Bear me just a minute. Oh, it's a blessing to have this word. It's a blessing. And not just to have it, to understand it and to apply it. Right? Listen, when you apply these words, things start happening. Watch how things start moving. It doesn't mean your life's going to be perfect. No, you're going to catch more hell. You're going to catch more hell, but Yahushua is going to be what? More favorable to you because you're applying what you're reading. But yes, 1 James, Brother Kashar. James 1, and the slow to speak, slow to wrath. So you're also slow to speak and to wrath. You speak to a man, he's just flying off the handle. See, there's characteristics that come with being a man of Yahweh Abishai. There's characteristics that come with being a man of the Lord. Slow to speak and slow to wrath. Because what's that showing? Patience. Right? For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Right? That's not working righteousness. That's just showing you're brutish. If you're just wrathful, every little thing you see, you're just wrathful. That means you have no control over your spirit. Everything you see, you're just wrathful. You know, there's balance. You ever get angry, but you want to be balanced. Right? For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness. What's the filthiness? Wayward doctrines. What does frowardness mean? Perverse. Wayward doctrines. The scripture says, lay that aside. Right? You lay these things aside. Right? Put the old man away. Put the old man away and put on a new man. In other words, that's what Paul's saying. Lay aside that filthiness. The man you were before. A lot of men have not done that. They brought the old man into the truth and think that's going to work. It's not going to work. You're not getting on them chariots like that. You're going to have to die here. Right? And superfluity of naughtiness. Right? You still got men with guile. And receive with meekness the engrafted word. Meek. Humble. To receive this word, you gotta be humble. Receive with meekness. When I first heard about this truth, bro, I had to present myself before men because I knew these men, they knew more than I knew. So I came to them in a meek way. There may have been certain times I came up proud, but guess what? My ass got cursed out for that. Rebuked. Receive with meekness. I didn't come up thinking I know it all. No, I tell you this, this and that. I didn't come up to the camp all that, you know. Well, I know this and precepts, all high-minded. No, that's proud. Right? The Lord's looking for humble servants. In order to become wise, you have to admit you don't know anything. In order to become wise, you have to admit you don't know nothing. And receive with meekness, humility. Right? Receive with meekness. Only a few are able to do that. Because in this world, everybody wants to act like they know something. Right? Excuse me just a minute. Everybody want to act like they know something. I know something you don't know. But what are you doing with what you know? Are you applying it to your life? And I always say the easiest thing is discretion. The easiest thing to learn in this truth, it should be, is discretion. How you operate amongst people of the world. And even your own family. Men can't even apply that. But you want to be saved. But you want spiritual power. Good luck with that. You want spiritual power. What? You can't apply discretion. But you want spiritual power. You want spiritual power, but you can't control your anger. But you want spiritual power. Yahweh Shai is going to give you spiritual power to men that have exercised what? Patience. And have what? The right character. Okay. That's who he's going to give you. And we have that spiritual power right now. Right now. But it's going to be increased. And it says, which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word. See, I was just looking for doers of the word. You're actually going to do. You're not just going to, I'm not just pick up the Bible. Oh, that sounds good. Good little bedtime story. And put it back down. You don't pick up the Bible for another 4 days. No. Doers of the word. So what you just read, right? What you just read, you like, hold on. When you're doing these lessons, you got to act like, you know these lessons I'm doing right now. It's like Yahweh is speaking to you. He's teaching you. And you're also teaching others. So that's how you got to look at it that way. When you do these lessons. Teaching ourselves first, then we're teaching others. Right? That's the way it goes. Right? Be doers of the word and not hearers only. Right? Deceiving your own selves. Because if you do that, guess what? That means you're just deceiving yourself. Right? And a lot of men, they're deceiving themselves. And once you deceive yourself, guess what that means? Now you've become a reprobate. Now you've got men doing lessons in a reprobate spirit, in a respecter of person spirit. The Lord, Yahweh doesn't care who you know. He doesn't care. You could have a 24-man camp around you. 6-man camps. If you're not right, you're not right. For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man beholding his natural face in glass. Right? So that's why you got to be what? A doer. If you're not, you're just like a natural man beholding his face in a natural glass. And keeping natural, you're just looking in the mirror, there's no change. Right? It's that same reflection. Right? For behold himself and goeth away, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. So after camp, it was like there was no part of even doing camp. It was like after the lesson, it was like there was no part of doing that lesson.